Morning. So didn't quite make the 23k this morning. Got much later than I planned to, and yeah, ran out of time. So just going to do a 13k. I've also forgot my headphones, which is first time ever. So let's see how long I last with this crap, hey? Okay, so we start off at Preston Park. Going uphill is how the Brighton Marathon is going to start. It's not too much of an uphill. Now, some of you might be wondering, might be seeing that this particular pavement has a bit of an uneven camber to it. You might think, well, why don't you just go over there in the park? Where it's probably going to be much nicer, flatter. Well, that will come apparent later. As we do this walk around, also bear in mind that when you run the marathon, you actually run it on the road. So as you're going past, if you're able to go past your course that you're going to run, have a look at what the actual road surface is like as you're running on the pavement. You can't run on the road, you're going to get mowed down if you do that, but at least have a look to see what it's all about. Okay, so we've done our first 5k today, and yeah, look at that slight camber on the road, right? So where we still are actually running at a slight camber, we now see that on the road it's quite a big camber. Now on race day you're not going to be able to run all of that, are you? Yeah, it's going to be about 20,000 runners all trying to get that really nice spot in the middle, and it ain't gonna happen. So getting your feet used to uneven ground means that you're probably going to, I mean obviously gently, you know, don't try and run up and down stairs and twist an ankle, but just get used to uncomfortable ground. That way on marathon day you don't hurt yourself. Okay, so we're just coming up to 10k now. Without headphones it's actually been alright. But yeah, just this part of the course, just a reminder, pick a time when you're going to have other runners and other people around. Why is that? Well, because on race day you're going to have loads of people all vying for position. And yeah, you know, you might get stuck in their race. They might be going much faster than you, you'll be going slower. So by running with others at different paces, you get to be true to yourself and true to your own pace, and hopefully that'll help you on race day. Anyway, forget, some people say a marathon's about legs, but it's also about your mind. So, someone will tell you the Brighton Marathon's quite flat, and you know it is, except for this bit, St James Street, which you will end up running up, and it's gonna kind of knock you out a bit because it's halfway through the race. Anyway, good luck. Okay, so we're now what it says that after St James's Street and the great up bit of that, we then get greeted to the beautiful coast road, which looks very pretty, but you know obviously has undulating cliffs which are also very pretty, but yeah, that can be a bit of a nightmare to be honest with you, especially the bit going up as we're going to approach now. This normally arrives 13 to 16 kilometres in, so about halfway for the half marathon, quarter way for the full marathon. But either way, it's really up to the course director and how they've mapped it out. Depends how much of this lovely uphill all the way and down again to Brighton Dean you have the fortune of experiencing. My personal preference while you're training, do the whole lot, then you know you can. You're not having to wait for race day to figure that one out. Hey. So now 17 kilometres in, and I get to run alongside this bloody amazing coastline. I've done both the gels now because we're just over 2 hours. Actually found a bin. You don't have to hit the gels exactly 2 minutes. Put your gel packet in a bin, and that way all of this lovely greenery stays like that. You know, if you're marathon day, you got a gel, put it in a pocket. You don't throw it on the floor. It's fine. Yeah, there's street sweepers, but look at, you know, there's probably a little puffin down there or something. Might eat it before the street sweeper gets there. Just put it in your pocket, put it in the bin when you get to one. And then you get to witness all of this beauty. 18 kilometres in. That sea looks lovely. I won't want to video it, mind you. But yeah, 18 kilometres in. We're still trundling along. I might actually make it to a half marathon today. The bag circle's planned. Anyway, look at this nice flat bit. Going back to the camber thing at the beginning, why do we want to run the camber? Well, look at all these cars. You know, that's the camber of the road. You know, not one of them is straight. And that is basically what happens to your ankle. That my left foot, essentially I broke it. Every bone in it actually, about 10 years ago. So what you find is that on the Brighton Marathon, that left foot gets a pummeling on the way up to Rottingdean, and then it gets a pummeling all the way back. It's a good half of the marathon. It's a good half of the half marathon, if I'm honest. But it just feels excruciating. You've got to manage that. You know, who are going to be on that nice flat bit at the top of the apex? Well, that's going to be older people. They're going to need that area more than I am. So yeah, it's just another thing for you to manage. Just bear that in mind.
So 22 kilometres, so more than the 13 that I thought was all I had in the beginning of the run, so that's great, but not quite the 23 I was meant to do today. Was part of the training plan, so a bit mixed, but I'm quite happy to lose a kilometre. I think after 18 kilometres my obliques started really hurting, so another final tip I guess is make sure you do your strength training, especially your core training, because you actually use that a lot more than what you think. Some people think marathon running or half marathon running is all arms and legs, and while they kind of use them, most of it actually comes from your hips and your core. So yeah, make sure you strengthen, because otherwise you get to halfway like me and then want to stop.